Hello everyone, hello, welcome to the July update. Yes, apologies, I completely forgot to do a June update. It's the first time I've not done one, I think, one of the month updates for a long time. I just completely lost track of time. Time is just flying by so much. I know I say it quite frequently in these videos, but it really is, and I just completely didn't realise. June just went, I just don't know where it's gone, don't remember anything about it. There we go, so yeah. So there we are, so that's where we are. But we're in July now, so why not make the most of it? But before I go on, I must say thank you so much to the members, Alan Lockhart, Sam Matson, of course, Scotty. Thank you so much for your continued support over the months, massively appreciated. It truly is. The channel really wouldn't be what it is without you, so thank you so much. If you want to become a member, click on this link that's been on the screen now. Go support the channel. It really is by becoming a member and supporting the channel. I realise, you might think, oh, it's just a chocolate channel, how hard can it be? But basically, it does take a lot of time to review chocolate, and especially to the extent I do it, where I review things in a minute detail, and of course it's a calorific count as well. I have to basically not eat other things in order to fit in the chocolate. Things like that. And obviously time as well, and the expense of buying things like this. So as I say, you might think it's very simple, just eating chocolate, but it really isn't that straightforward, to be honest with you. So it'd be massively appreciated if you could help it, and it gives me, psychologically as well, it really helps out, makes me think, people value the channel. It spurs me on really to actually make the content and take the time to do it, because sometimes I think, well, if it's only getting 20 views or something, is it really worth it? But people, as I say, have faith. Scotty, Sam Matson and Alan Lockhart, really sort of helping out in that respect. It does make a difference to my mental capability and actually doing it. It really does, I must say. So thank you so much to those guys. Thank you so much. I know people sometimes can't support and things like this, and I know they do it in their own way. And thank you so much. That massively is massively appreciated as well. It's one of those. I don't like to try and prioritise thanks and what really helps out in this, that, and the other. It's one of them. But I've got to kind of emphasise the memberships and the member supporters, because they really are essentially putting the money where the mouth is, and it's really appreciated. So thank you so much. But yeah, speaking of which, I've actually rejuvenated, reinvented, restarted Patreon as well. Yeah, now basically that was the first thing I did, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, before the YouTube member program. I did Patreon. Basically it became very difficult to continue doing Patreon, because what happened was YouTube disabled the ability to share videos on other platforms. So I'd have to kind of upload everything twice, and at the time I didn't have decent broadband. It was hard enough uploading things once. It took like all night to upload something. So basically, I couldn't keep it up, so I just had to go over to YouTube entirely. But recently, as you know, maybe about a year ago, I got full fat fibre broadband or whatever, so my upload speeds are suddenly over through the roof. I don't have to worry about that kind of thing now. So basically, I can upload things to Patreon as well. So basically, if you don't like YouTube, you don't like Google, you don't want to go through them. Obviously, now you can go through Patreon, and there is a £1 level as well there, just to show support. I mean, as I say, the other levels are a bit higher. But if you just want to do something, but obviously not contribute that much because you can't or don't want to, or just if you're supporting lots of things, there's a limit to what you can do. There is a £1 level there as well. So as I say, every little really does help. So I mean, it's not practical to do that on the YouTube member program, because YouTube basically takes a bigger cut than Patreon does. Is the long story short. But Patreon isn't as convenient as YouTube, because YouTube is all integrated. So for me, it is actually convenient for people to be on YouTube, and I can easily do things. But anyway, nonetheless, it's your help, your contributions. You do it how you want. Don't worry about what I prefer, this, that, and the other, basically. Because if I didn't want to do this Patreon or whatever, it wouldn't be there. So it is there. So feel free to utilise it. It'd be great if you could support that way, or support by the member program. Or there is PayPal in the description as well, if you want to contribute that way. However you want to do it, it's all perfect. It's really nice, and just leaving comments and things like that as well. Really does help, watching the videos, of course, all this, that, and the other. But there's a plethora of ways to help. Patreon, as a YouTube member program, PayPal, all this, that, and the other. So all the links in the description for those. So yeah, please check them out. Really would be great. That's for sure. All right. So basically, it's 2,500 subscribers I've got now. Yes, I managed to get there. Seems to have been a long time coming. Actually, I remember. I don't know if I remember actually doing a 2,000 subscriber special. I'm sure I did do, but I do remember the 1,500. I don't know why that stood out in my memory a bit more, really. I'm not sure why. So I'll probably do some kind of special video. Maybe I'll do a poll. What should I do as a special? I'll probably do what I would normally reserve for the member videos as a special for everyone. in the for 2000 for the 2500 special. So yeah, I'll probably do a poll about that one. So we'll see. Yeah, so watch this space for that. Watch this space. Yeah, so I think other than that, nothing too dramatic going on. There's loads of chocolate still to review. I've got so many things to in the stash. You've seen I've done about 3 stash watches in the last month and a half. It's just a week with about 8 more products. It's been ridiculous really. I'm only publishing about 3 products a week, so it's so you know what I mean. So basically, I've got a big backlog. I had a backlog anyway, so I'm hopefully getting through them. But there's lots of nice things coming out really, and lots of good things to become on the channel. So that's another thing as well, of course. Mentioning back about the men programs and things. Obviously, this isn't my full-time job either, so I've got to say that I don't have the time to be dedicating that much to it. I'm lucky to be able to dedicate the time I have. Really, I think it's not easy. Basically, it takes a lot of time to run this channel. It has to be said. That's another thing. So again, being supporting the channel, it massively really does help out, and it justifies it basically a lot more as well. As I say, it really does. It really helps out. So please do strongly consider it if you're in a position to do so. As I say, there's a plethora of ways to do it. And you don't have to do it forever either. You can do it, off and on, or just for 1 month. If everyone did it for just 1 month, that'd be exceptional, really. But obviously, feel free to keep at it. And as I say, this is a small channel. It is quite niche. It's never going to be, have millions of subscribers. I mean, it really might, but I don't think it will do. I've been doing it for 8 years. I think 8 years I've been doing it now for. So you never know, it could take off any second. But it is a niche channel. It's very specific. It's very in-depth reviews. It's probably as much about me as it is the actual what I'm reviewing, because I think people, I think it's liking my approach to it is a big factor in it, or whether you don't even, So I think again, perhaps because I do more of the detail, I don't just do short form videos. I really go into detail of the chocolate, and to be honest with you, I quite like the way I do it. That's why I want to do it really. That's what I like doing about it. I like looking at the little nuances. Discovering the fact that a Lindor, salted caramel, whatever it was, or the white chocolate one, whichever one it was half empty. People who don't actually chop open the chocolate and just bite into it and eat it straight away probably wouldn't even notice. But I notice things like that, and I think that's what this channel's about really. It's having that record of chocolate sizes, chocolate weights, and the differences over time. Hopefully, anyway, that's the aim I want to achieve. So, this, that, and the other. And of course, I do put the timestamps in the channel now as well, so you can jump to the various bits. I didn't do that originally. It made it probably a bit frustrating for people. But there are timestamps now, clearly on the bottom left as you look. So, yeah, there's... It should cater for everyone, basically, I think is the gist of it. But there we go. But I'm sure I'll still get people complaining about me taking a long time to do it, but there's not much more I can do other than literally show you in the bottom left corner of the screen where to go to if you want to just jump to certain bits. But some people still have trouble with that, which makes me laugh. But that's the way it goes. You have to cater for that, really. That's the kind of thing you have to put up with sometimes. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, so anyway, so channel's coming along well. I'm still happy with it. I've got more time. I had such a small amount of time in the past month and a half, really. I think most of May, most of June, I think, and half of May, maybe all of May. I just had not much time at all, so it was a struggle to keep putting out the content, but I managed to do it to an extent. I think I was away for a week and a half in May, so obviously I struggled then for sure, and then I was just very busy when I got back with work. You'll say, I do have a full-time job. This is on top of that, and it does take, as I say, a lot of time. So I'm going on a bit about the time and this, that, and the other of the channel, but I have to say it really, because I try to avoid, these sort of, I don't want to, there's someone, basically, one of the channels I watch, sometimes I see it in some other ones, someone was saying like, they posted a video saying this isn't working, whatever, they review, I like board games, so they're reviewing board games. And basically, most of their videos get like 30,000 reviews. I think they do this full time. It's their full time thing. 30,000 is a lot of views. I mean, most of my videos get in the hundreds. I'm lucky to get 500 reviews basically on a video. Some of them do take off and get 1,000, but I'm lucky to get 500 basically. And this person was saying, basically they did one video and it was very similar. It was about small board games, I think it was, and it got like 500,000 views. So basically they did another one on small board games, but just did it in a slightly different way, in a way that was less obvious, less interesting. And then basically published it, and it got about the same amount of views as the normal videos. Got about 30 to 60,000. I think I might have said 30 before, but sometimes they get 60. Whatever, it's some certain amount of views. That's what they normally get, and he got the same amount of views. And then he posted it saying, "This isn't working, you know. I can't do this, you know." But basically, that other one video was the outlier. I looked at the videos. Most of the videos, as I say, got 30,000, 60,000, whatever it was. And this one video got 400,000 or whatever, and it was because it was well presented. It was the thumbnail. It showed exactly what it was. It was like, here's the best small board games. The other one that they did was basically a rehash of that, but packaged in a way as, here's board games you can fit into a shoebox or something like that, basically. So it wasn't as interesting. It was the same thing, and it was basically the same video, you know. And he was complaining about, oh, you know, the channel's not working, you know what I mean? But it's like, well, you got the same amount of views as you normally got. You can't repackage the same video and expect it to do just as well. And of course, you're at the whim of the YouTube algorithm. If YouTube algorithm on that day, you know, the wind's blowing one way rather than the other way today, you're just not going to get it. You know, you've got and I don't. So obviously, this guy put a lot of time and effort into it. You know, and it's obviously, you know, presumably his full-time job. At least that's the impression he gave. I don't know whether it really is. But just say, well, you know, you got the same amount of views as normal. You know, I don't know how you can. Why would you expect it to do as well as the last one did? Especially when it's the same video, just repackaged and not as good, you know. So I don't get it really. I don't get it. And I'm saying all this for a reason I'm not exactly sure. I think what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, I know what I get from my channel. My channel gets so many views. I'm not expecting it to suddenly blow up to get 5 million views or whatever. Or if it does, one video does get 5 million views, I'm not expecting the next one to get 5 million views. I expect the next one to get 200 views or whatever it is. You know, that's how it works. You know, and you are, and as I say, you are at the whim of the YouTube algorithm. You basically, you know, if the way I believe it's working at the moment, you know, is basically YouTube promotes a sort of a tunnel effect, or a funnel effect, maybe you might say, where you click on one video and it promotes, or it facilitates you then getting the ability to see another video you like that's very similar, and to click on that, and then you click on another one, to keep you watching YouTube, basically. And that's how it does it. So in the old days, it used to be just continuing to watch the same channel. Nowadays, it's that YouTube's trying to funnel you to more profitable videos, I think, is the gist of it. Or a more profitable set of videos, or something along those lines, essentially. So basically, you'll click on that video, you click on this one, and you'll eventually end up just always clicking on videos and not leaving the YouTube as much as you did. You'll be spending more time on it, watching more adverts, essentially, is the gist of it. That's kind of what it's trying to do. So it'll funnel you towards more and more videos that are perhaps going to hopefully keep you on the channel longer, based on what you're viewing. And basically, if my videos just don't form part of that, if either people being funneled to my videos it stops their journey, so they don't, you know, they think, right, they stopped, and that's it, you know, they leave YouTube after watching my video because my video is too long or something like that, or not interesting, or whatever it is, you know, it stops them in the tracks, you know. It doesn't mathematically lead them to another avenue that they can get lost in, basically. It's better for them to click on some other person's videos than mine to do that, you know. That's the gist of it. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. So it could be that my videos would facilitate that, but it's just not been mathematically proven by the YouTube algorithm, so it has no reason to promote my videos ahead of someone else's. So rather than, you know, so for instance, you know, rather than put my video out there, it might put like, I don't know, you know, there's that guy who eats does lots of food challenges. What's it? Beard meets food, whatever it's called. You know, it might say, well, rather than show my video, show his video, because his video, you're more likely to click on it, more likely to watch for longer, and then more likely to click on another one of his videos, as opposed to showing my video, where you're not likely to watch it for as long, you're not as likely to click on another video, and this, that, and the other. So that's basically how it works. So why show my video? Why should YouTube show my video when it can show this other guy's video that will have just more of a benefit to YouTube? And that's how it works, basically. So say all this to say that that's the way it works. I'm not disappointed. I'm not going to say, oh, YouTube's not working, this isn't working, you know, I've got to give up, you know, it's woe is me, you know what I mean? I know what I'm up against. My videos get 200 views, basically, and 500 if I'm lucky, and if I'm exceptionally lucky over time, I might get 1,000. And that's just the way it is, you know. If one video gets 30 views, as opposed to the 200. I can't then say, oh, this is not working. You know, that's just the way it goes. Just that video, for whatever reason, didn't attract the attention. I published it at the wrong time. I didn't do the thumbnails nice. It just wasn't as interesting as a chocolate. This, that, and the other. But you know, I still want to publish that video because it's important that it's there, and if people want to see it, I don't want to just publish the popular stuff. You know, but obviously I do want to try and do that because obviously that it's more efficient to do that, to spend my time on something that's going to get more views and this, that, and the other. But I still want to publish the stuff that might not be quite as popular because it's important, really. And then again, I'm saying all this to say that, you know, that's just the way YouTube is. You know, it's I can't suddenly complain and say, oh, well, hang on, this one, you know, I reviewed Kellogg's bran flakes, you know, so and only got 10% of the views when I reviewed Lindor, you know, double chocolate super special edition or whatever, because of course that's going to get more reviews and more views, you know. So anyway, yeah, so basically it's just the way it goes, you know. So I don't know, it's just I'm not surprised, and I don't expect YouTube to do me any favors. I know what I'm up against. I know my kind of content, and I don't try to you know, do stupid things. Like, as I always mention, my typical go-to is, you know, reviewing chocolate while bungee jumping out of an aeroplane. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in doing that. I'm sure that would get loads of views, but that is not what I want to do. It's not my style. I've no interest in it. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should do that, you know, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that. So there we go. So that's where we're at. So again, as I say, so if you are interested in this channel, you do like it, you want to support it, you know, please check out the ways to do so. I mean, you know, it's very easy to leave it to someone else. I think that's a very typical thing to do that, and I'm guilty of it as anyone, leaving it to someone else. Just say, well, you know, well, I'm not, you know, I'm keen to take or leave it, or someone else will do it, you know what I mean. But, you know, basically what ends up happening is almost no one does it. You know, I've got 3 members really who are paying every month, and this is after 8 years, you know, and I've had a couple who've had a couple more in the past. They've dropped out. And I have Rick as well, who does support as well. Thank you so much, Rick. Every now and again he sends me a bit of a donation, so thank you, Rick. Thank you very much for that. So that's via PayPal, you know. So there are things like this, but basically, yeah, and you know, and it's one of those where, and of course, because this isn't my full-time job, I do have another job. I do this, you know, I do it for fun, but I also want to do it for the achievement of doing well in it. But it does rely, you know, really, basically, at the end of the day, it does rely on people watching the channel, and as I've mentioned, I'm not going to win the YouTube battle, so. The other way to get around that is obviously the YouTube member program, because YouTube then will have if people are joining that program, which is why I kind of prefer that program over things like Patreon and things, because at the end of the day, I need YouTube to be promoting my channel, and of course, if it's the money source is coming in from a different route, then YouTube's got no reason to promote my channel. So that's the reason why the member program is probably the most preferable, and even though it's probably not the best as far as direct contributions go to myself, because YouTube does take more of a cut than Patreon, and of course PayPal, it goes all to me pretty much other than a nominal PayPal fee. But at the end of the day, this isn't my full-time job. The reason for the member program, things like that, is to bypass the YouTube algorithm and get a monetary reason for YouTube promoting my channel. That's a way aside from just the funneling and the clicks and stuff like this. You know, if people are joining the program, then YouTube is getting money that way, and actually might promote my channel in other ways. So that's why it's important really for the YouTube member program. So obviously Patreon stuff, like if you want to support that way, you morally prefer to support that way. If you morally prefer to support via PayPal, I'm certainly not going to say no, but you have to remember that YouTube is what is really the important part for this channel, and trying to promote, get YouTube to promote my channel more. And unfortunately, whether we like it or not, things like likes, subscriptions, and basically super thanks, donations via YouTube, and the member program are really what's going to do it, you know. And at the end of the day, I do have a full-time job. This isn't my, you know, so basically contributing externally via PayPal and this, that, and the other, you know, it is certainly great. It really does help out, support my ability to buy the chocolate and things like this. But as far as promoting the channel, helping it get further, it's not going to have any contribution on that, basically. I don't think, you know, I have to be blunt with that, you know. So you know, it is really appreciated, and this is the problem. I've got to be quite blunt about it. It is very useful and helpful to do that as far as supporting me being able to buy the chocolate and pay the bills and this, that, and the other. But I think probably the key thing for this channel is trying to actually big it up and and actually you get YouTube more interested in my channel basically. And it's all done by robots and machine learning and coding and code and stuff like that. It's not done by some person monitoring some stats saying, oh yeah, well let's promote Chocolo Roberto this month. Why not? It's a good channel. He's obviously trying very hard. It's none of that. It's literally computer code that works it out, and no one really understands it, even at YouTube. I don't think it's all machine learning. So yeah. Anyway, I've gone on quite a lot there. I should have been more concise with that. It's an interesting one. There probably is. There probably is a better way of me to convey what I've said. Whether you watch it. I mean, this is the problem as well. The people who are probably watching this are probably the people really who were already members. So so there is that problem. I'm sure there's an expression for that. Not preaching. Well, preaching to converted perhaps is what is the expression, but I'm sure there's an actual an actual expression to express the irony there or whatever, or the paradox or whatever. But anyway, but there we go. So there we are. So I think I won't go on there, but I think you get the point what I was trying to say. And maybe I'll do more of a concise video at some point just to say here's how to support the channel and here's the ways to do it. I think I'll probably do that soon. I think. But there we go. I've gone on for quite a long time with that. So anyway, but hopefully you've understood it, and hopefully you appreciated it, and hopefully I didn't bore you to death. But all right, let's go viewer comments. Why not viewer comments? So let's see. So basically, I did miss June, as I say, last month. So apologies for that. But I think the May update was at the end of May. So basically, I didn't. It has been pretty much a month. So Ava Cameron, yes, regular comment on the channel. Well, hello Ava, hope you're doing well. Vintage Cherry Bakewell commented on that saying, basically, the slices sound a bit like camel shortbread, looks a bit like a flapjack. They are a bit like that, really, the McVitie's slices. I think they basically are, essentially are a flapjack, really. I don't know why they don't call themselves flapjacks, but they basically are, I think. So, yeah, good shout there, really. But there we go. And Alan Lockhart said, nice work on my custom custard cream chocolate bar. I must say, Alan, that custard cream chocolate bar went down. I had a bit of a get together with some friends, and I didn't eat all the chocolate bar because obviously I was I can't eat everything. They've got too much chocolate, so I shared it out to everyone, and it went down a treat. I must say that chocolate bar was very popular. Basically just melt some some blonde chocolate or white chocolate. And just take off the lid, the top of one of the custard cream, crush that into bits, mix that in with some melted caramel or blonde chocolate or white chocolate. Pour that into a mold and put the custard cream into that, and then put it in the fridge or what have you, or just let it set. And you can put more cream as well in that if you wanted. It's just a great bar, really nice. Definitely recommend it. It's probably, I think I gave it 4.5 out of 5. Might be more of a 5, when I come back and look back maybe. And yes, let's see. Hang on. Let's have a look. Salim Khan, yes, mentioned misses the Drifter. Yeah, a lot of people miss the Drifter, Salim. Yeah, a lot of people do miss it. It's don't know why they got rid of it, Nestle. It seems to have been a very popular bar. Clearly, probably wasn't since they got rid of it. But anyway, if you do like drifters, I always say this to everyone, Lion bars. Basically, a Lion bar is a drifter, but with more on it. It's a finger of drifter, but with a coating of basically chocolate with Rice Krispie pieces. So obviously, there are those extra bits in. You might not like those Rice Krispie pieces in chocolate, but basically, Lion bar. Check that out. It's got more caramel as well, because I think caramel's on the top of the finger as well. So Lion bars, basically. Drifters still exist in Lion bars, but obviously there's a bit more to it. But there you go. And Kevin, yes, Kevin 1969 mentioned on the Fry's Coffee Cream. You can't find it anymore. Yeah, the Fry's Coffee Cream. I think it was a limited edition, basically. It did seem to hang around for a while, but I think it has disappeared. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, that one. It's a bit of a shame. I liked it as well. And they never did do the Fry's 5 centres. They've got enough flavours now to do a Fry's 5 centres, but they've still not done it. So, yeah, the coffee cream, I think it's gone, I think. I've not seen it for a while either. Bit of a shame, that one. Yes, and the Ocean Loader, yes. The Ocean Loader, see if it's got an actual name. Let's see. Chris Randall. Yes, Chris. Hope you're doing okay, Chris. Yeah, I've sort of commented on my Cadbury Caramel Crispy review, saying you could tell my mouth was watering at the start of it, and he's a really big fan of it. Yeah, he wasn't as keen on the non-crispy variety, basically. Yeah, I must say, I do think the crispiness has only added to the bar. So Yeah, really nice on that one. Hope you're doing okay, Chris, as well. Thanks for the comment there. And Scotty commented on Stash Watch about the Red Spot Olympia is rare to find in the UK. Yeah, well, basically, I got it from a German friend. Well, actually, it isn't actually a German friend, but does frequent Germany. Yeah, so I'm very happy. I've still got it to review, actually. I've not reviewed it yet. It is in my pile. I need to do it. But yeah, the Olympia. I wanted to do it years back as well when I first started the channel. I think I bought loads of Ritter Sports. I mean, literally, yeah, and I wanted to review loads, but they never got many views for Mr. Sports, strangely enough. So I'd never managed to get it though because it was out of stock. I think I was buying them off eBay, and the person or people that I was checking never had it. They always had it like on a drop down list, but it was always greyed out as out of stock. So yeah, but anyway, Olympia, the Wrist Spot Olympia is on my list of things to do for sure. It's getting to the top of the list now. Yeah, Sam Matson asked if I would ever review things from McDonald's, and other chain restaurants and things. Well, the problem is it's very difficult. Maybe I might do. Member exclusives, maybe I probably will do more, but it's difficult because I've got so many chocolate things to review. It's very difficult to review everything, Sam. It's one of those. I think it's just very hard. I do try to review some things, but it's just very difficult, especially when you're reviewing, products that you've got to eat straight away. If I review like a McDonald's hamburger or something like that, I've got to review it straight away. So it's a lot more logistically. It's difficult, and it's calorifically more difficult as well. It's just more difficult. So if it's my full-time job, I've had more members and things to justify doing this kind of thing, I could do it. So again, going back to what I said before, yeah, this, that, and the other. So it's one of those really. It's one of them. It's a difficult one. The channel already is let's just say economically unviable. Really, it's just the fact that I enjoy doing it and enjoy the challenge of it. But I think, and I don't mean not just economical. I think it's just not. It's not a practical channel, basically. To do things like that, it just takes up too much time, and it would just be too difficult and too stressful. I think to just be doing things that I have to review straight away. And I like to enjoy my food as well. I really do. If I'm having to sort of really sacrifice a lot more of my regular calories, in order to review things a lot more calorific, it would just be less enjoyable really for me. So that's why really. But as I say, if it was my full-time job or something, I could easily, quite happily review, McDonald's and things like this. But it's just not practical really. It's economically difficult, it's logistically difficult, it's mentally difficult, to do those kind of things. Yeah, so as things stand, it's probably not likely that I would do things like that. I did want to try and do it, as I say, when I got more. Originally, when I was doing my member program, I thought if I get to 10 members, I would do this and that. But it just never seemed to really take off. Really, people just weren't joining, so I kind of abandoned trying to promote that. Really, I think I need people to join because they want to, not really to. I try. I'm trying to sort of give people rewards for joining, but it's had a little impact really so far. To be honest with you, so I need to try and perhaps promote it as far as you're actually helping out the channel by doing it. Really, if you want the channel to become more than it is, unfortunately, it's going to take more members. I think people actually. And maybe it's a mistake to do Patreon. I've put Patreon back in. I'm kind of thinking it might be a mistake really now already, because of what I was saying before, that I need people to be contributing via YouTube in order for YouTube to get more reasons to promote the channel. So yeah, I don't know, but at the end of the day, I need people invested in the channel, and if they're invested in the channel in one way, then it's better than no ways, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. But there we are. So that's the longish answer, and yeah, Sam. So yeah, but thank you so much for your interest, by the way, Sam. I really appreciate you, coming with suggestions and things. It's really appreciated, and that's the kind of thing I need. It's that kind of thing, people being interested in the channel, making the effort, and it's not like, it's one of those where, not everything's going to stick, but the suggestions really do help, and the interest helps, and the comments help. Things like this, it all helps. So you're massively helping out, really. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. Let's see. Sam's mentioned a couple of things. S'mores Ben & Jerry's. Have you tried the s'mores? I've still got that one. Maybe I'll do that one for the 2,500 subscriber special. Maybe, Sam. Yeah, I'll try and remember to do that. I think I've got it in the backlog. So that's a good suggestion, that one. And you also mentioned, Sam, as well, the flavour's always better over a Dorito than other types of crisps. And I think you're probably right. Doritos are just very nice, aren't they? I must say. They just have something about them that works really well. It holds the flavour well. It's a nice texture. It's a nice crisp. It's just generally nice. So, yeah. Good crisp Doritos. Good shout, that. Pink lemonade does exist, Sam was saying as well. That was my pink lemonade Magnum review, Euphoria. Yeah, I think it's just raspberry and lemonade. I think Scotty was saying basically. Sam was saying he couldn't tell what it was. Couldn't tell me what it was. But I think that's what it is. But I'd never heard of it before. I mean, it's one of those where I rarely look at the drinks menu in places because I prefer to get my calories from food. So basically, drinks, I just think, well, I'll just get a Coke. Although I would like to have a Diet Coke. Although I would like, or Diet Pepsi. I would like to have nice milkshakes, things like that. And I do find that they are still kind of desserts in a way, but then I'd rather have an actual dessert, which is a massive ice cream sundae or something, or ice cream brownie concoction or something, rather than just the milkshake. So I kind of rarely see the drinks menu, so that could be why it's passed me by completely. Yeah, and Scotty was saying he enjoyed the Cadbury Caramel crunchy bites, despite not enjoying the texture of the crunchy bars, crunchy bits, I think. Yeah, so one of those, I think. Yeah, so they were nice, those ones, but I just felt they just missed out on the crunchy side. It was a bit of a shame, really, that unfortunately the honeycomb parts. But there we go. But yes, Scotty asked if I got the Cadbury's Lamington bar. I do have it. I think I've actually reviewed the small one. I got the big one as well. I'll do it. It's over here. So if I can I reach it without breaking things? Yeah, here we go. Yes, the Slices Lamington. There we go. Yes. There we are. But I did review the small version, so that has been reviewed. I've just not published it yet, so hopefully soon. Then we had MJ as well commenting on. Wasn't a big fan of the Lindor white chocolate bar. Basically, yeah, I think he said he just one bite and throw the rest away. He said, yeah. Oh no, actually no, it's because he was addicted to it. I think. I think he liked it too much. So maybe he did like it a lot there. And see, yeah, so. There we go. Yeah, I think he just was a big fan of it, so there we go. Well, anyway, I hope you're doing all right, MJ. Good to hear from you. Yes, I had John as well. Was it John? John's, I think. Yeah, was saying about expect prices to go up for chocolate because of cocoa being being more expensive, basically. But that has been the case for a while. I think there's been talk of it being rising for a long time. I've not seen any noticeable increase in price rise, and this has been 2-3 years in the making, I think. So I'm not sure, but it could still happen, of course. But I don't know. I haven't noticed anything specifically. Although what they'll probably do is just make the bar smaller, keep the prices the same. That tends to be what they do, to be honest with you. So that's why shrinkflation is a thing. They make things smaller so you don't have to raise the prices. I remember watching a documentary about it. I think someone actually recommended. It might have been Shuri actually recommended it in one of the lives, and they're basically saying that the supermarkets put pressure on the companies to not raise the prices, basically. So basically make the bar small. And I think in one case they removed the chocolate or something, changed the chocolate from one thing to another, and the bar tanked as a result of that. I can't remember which bar it was now, but yeah, so that kind of thing happens, basically. That's why shrinkflation happens. But yes, and then hang on, it's Cairo 7. There's an actual name, Cairo 7. Kamal, yeah, said basically the coal used. Commenting on the cola bottle flavour Jaffa cakes, and it made a little more sense with the Jammy Dodgers basically having that flavour, and I agree there totally, because it was just had more of the consistency naturally, whereas the Jaffa cake cola bottles, the consistency just wasn't right for it. It was just a bit too soft and didn't really, even though it had a flavour of cola bottle, it didn't really work. So yeah, I agree totally there. The Jammy Dodgers have their own issues in my eyes, and too much biscuit. To centre, yeah, I think it still as a concept was a better idea, but limited editions, it's the way you go. They just gets a bit of quick sales and that's it, and then they discontinue it, don't they? And then and then who else did we have? We had let's have a look. Renee Fahan, I think. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Apologies, Renee, if that's not the case. Had his first ever Yorkie honeycomb. Yeah, did he still do it? I've not seen him for a while, but basically said he had his first ever one. Seemed to enjoy it, so yeah, very good indeed. Poppy's back up again. Mrs. Roblox, yeah, hope you're doing well, Poppy. Hope you're doing okay. Just basically saying hello. Always pops up every now and again. Always a very pleasant person, so good to see you, Poppy. Hope you're doing well. Scotty mentioned about the double-decker, reviewing the classic bar. I put a poll out there, which one should I review, and that one won. And then Scotty mentioned the double-decker is one of his go-to bars, basically. I must say it really is a good bar. Not seen the Kit Kat cookie, though, he mentioned, though. Is it from Beano? And yes, it was. Yeah, I've reviewed that one now. I need to publish it. Review actually very big fingers of Kit Kat on that one, actually. don't know if the fingers Kit Kats have shrunk or something. But the fingers of Kit Kat were very big. I think like 100 calories a finger as well. I'm sure it's 100 calories for 2 fingers in the UK. And Laura got in touch, commented on the McVitie's tartlets chocolate flavour. Said it tastes just like cereal. She'll just put them in a bowl and put milk on them. Quite an extreme view, that one. I mean, there are some products that I've found that to be the case with. I think there was those, what was it? There was Oreo and Cadbury pillows, whatever they were called. They basically looked just like Crave, and you could, they were not quite the same as Crave, but basically I did put milk on them in one of my reviews, I think, and it just tasted like cereal. They were very nice. Not sure tartlets are quite to that extent. They are quite biscuity, but nonetheless, I still think they would be quite nice in a bowl of milk for sure. I mean, I think most things would be really, obviously if they make them small enough to eat with a spoon. But yeah, that was Laura's take, and she subscribed as well. So I hope you're doing right, Laura. Very good to hear from you, and thanks so much for your subscription. And yes, and yeah, Rick got in touch as well. Yes, asked if the Dime Strawberry was quite similar to the Score Bar. I completely forgot about the Score Bar. I thought it was something else. I thought it was a bit more like the Butterfinger bar, but it was actually very much like a Dime bar, and it was similar. Had that same almond caramel. So yeah, so Rick, I think you saw the comment, but yeah, basically the same thing. Yeah, yes, and Ava Cameron got back in touch. She mentioned about the iced latte twirl. I have reviewed that one. I don't know if I've published it yet. I need to publish it, but so basically it had a bit of a mild flavour of coffee, and that's about it. But yeah, so we'll see. I'll publish my review soon. Ava, I forgot about that one. I need to get that published. And Scotty mentions, well, I did a member exclusive for the Haagen-Dazs macaron, vanilla and blueberry. Very pretentious one, this one. But basically, Scotty mentioned they do it in the. I did the stick review, as in the ice cream sort of stick or lolly, however you want to pronounce it. I'll mention it. Scotty mentioned there is a selection as well, and you can get them of all four. You get them also in tubs, and the selection is of them in tubs. So I've actually got that, Scotty, so thank you for that. I got the macaron ones, so I'm going to review the smaller ones as well. So probably would have made sense. But I saw them in Sainsbury's, I hadn't seen it otherwise. And Shuri as well, I uploaded, yes, Shuri's favourite, review of Shuri's favourite Tony's Chocolate Only bar. Yeah, the milk caramel biscuit, basically their take on Twix, essentially. Speaking of which, yeah, I think Andrew got in touch as well, mentioning, which Andrew, what's Andrew's surname has he got? Andrew W. Who's Andrew Winton? I don't think it was Andrew Winton, but maybe it was. I think it was like another Andrew W. Seems to be, I don't know if it's the same one. But another account with Andrew, I think. He's got a few accounts, it seems. But yeah, mentioned, yeah, basically the alternate wrapper was meant to be like Twix, and I didn't twig. But it was, and they've done a few like that as well, where they've simulated other bars, like Toblerone. I think there's a Milka one, and a Ferrero Rocher one as well. Maybe one other that I've forgotten. Kit Kats, yeah, that was it. So yeah, they've done a take on a few of those. So an interesting one, that one. Yeah, so that's basically their version of Twix. And Scotty's mentioned a few things as well. It's tried the new McCoys, basically look like a rehash of all other flavours. Yeah, this was mentioned in Stash Watch, I think I mentioned one. Yeah, they seem to do that, don't they? They do definitely regurgitate. Regurgitate, is that the right word? I don't know. Reincarnate, I think is the word I was looking for. Well, maybe both work. Different flavours, but in different formats. You know, just call it, well, different flavours, but call them a different name or a slightly different name. They seem to do quite a lot, don't they? It's a bit, or maybe make a slight difference, but yeah, a bit of a shame, that one. But Scott has mentioned about the strawberry area. I did find that as well, Scott. I have found it. Wherever I put it, I did have it somewhere to hand. It's disappeared. Yeah, here it is. Yes, I do have it, Scotty. I do have it. Thank you so much for the tip-off. Got it from Spars. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to get that review today. So thank you so much. Well, in fact, I might have already reviewed it, and that's my backup copy. Thank you so much, Scotty. Thank you so much for the tip-off there. Yes, and then finally, Alan. Yes, congratulates me on the 2.5 subscribers, 2.5k subscribers. Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you for all your support. Massively appreciated. As I've said, you know, the channel's definitely been all the better for your help, and Scotty, of course, as well, and Sam Matson, and the people who've supported over the years as well. Really, you know who you are. Thank you so much. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much, and let me know what you think you do get from that you noticed in Stash Watch, Alan, as well. Let me know. It'd be good to hear what you think about those. But yeah, that brings me to the end. So quite a long one today, almost 40 minutes. Goodness me, might have edited down a bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Perhaps me ranting on a bit halfway through. So one of those. But anyway, that's what the update's for. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a lovely month. I'm sure I'll see you before August. But, you know, I'll see you in August as well. Bye for now. See ya.